Oh, I'm late. I'm late. Here we go. Here we go. Mom always said, never bring a knife to a gunfight. So obligatory sirens. We're ready to go. Hopefully audio's good. Someone chime in. Let me know. All right, let me set the second live weighted in my life. Nice. Nice. 2 for 2. All right. Let me put keyboard aside. I got to be careful with that mic stand. So let me talk about... First, I got to find the cards. That'll be key. I'm going to talk about the ground rules of what we're doing here. I had a live yesterday. Let me do a little switcheroo here. Okay. I'm going to set the ground rules really quick of what we're doing. And then... Now, you don't want to see me. So these cards here, Louis did a full case opening yesterday, and it is not what we're going to do today. So the case has already been opened. A lot of people were confused about this. So we're going to showcase all of the hits from the case. So everything in the top loaders is foil cards. There's a ton of foil cards, probably close to 60, because you get 8 to 10 on average per box. And then these are the non-foil, mostly unique, some elites, I think, or maybe the other way around. You know, obviously you get more elites than uniques, but it's the heavy hitters. So I see someone dancing in the background here. Let's go. Hey. Hang on. Wait, I got my audio off. I blew it. If you're talking, they're hearing you. All right, you talking?
I'm not talking. Am I talking?
Yeah, I hear you. Elvira Shakarova. Do I mispronounce your name every time? Is it Elvira? Really?
It goes both ways anyways. Doesn't matter.
All right, fair enough. Thanks for joining. We surprised the group as usual.
Nice to see you again.
Hey, you too. So I told the group we might have a surprise guest. I didn't say who, in typical fashion. So I got to, I should have been a little more organized. Let me, off camera, get your cards ready. Because what I'm going to do is show the non-foils first. And then I think I just have one of your foil cards. So,
Cool.
We do have some pretty big-time cards of yours that we have to show. All right. Let me make sure I don't miss anything. All right. So we're good on non-foils. Again, I should have been more prepared, but that's how I roll. All right. I got to do this off camera so I don't spoil anything. What's going on with you lately?
Just moved into a new apartment like last week, and it's pretty cool. I have my own room, have like my desk, everything on the desk. Got
Nice.
desk to work on, so yeah.
Is it an upgrade for the art studio or about the same?
Oh, such a big upgrade, yeah.
Awesome. That's key. It's good to hear. All right. Of course, your cards are always hard to find, although when you're on camera, we hit everyone in the packs. I want to say there was one foil, and then I can get the one that I pulled. Hey, where is it? I swear there was one of yours in here. So I think when I did the box opening, there it is. Oh, did you see it?
Yeah.
I forgot it's full art on the back. That's hilarious. Yeah, so I'll show the one that I pulled in my box opening, in case people miss that. I'll put these aside. All right, and then here we go. So we got the artist card. Let me see. Let me zoom in here. There we go. Is it echoing on your side, or is it okay?
No, it's cool.
Okay. It always echoes for me. All right, so remember actually, this red on red's no good. So let's go with the Mirror Realm. And this was the Fade card. So what was the original name of this again, when Eric commissioned it?
I think it
Was
was
it Fade
It was
all
Fade
along?
all along, yeah.
Okay. So, actually, let me, hopefully there's a way I can minimize myself. All right, there we go. Let's just feature the card a little better. So it's really cool how he did the foiling here on the outline. So the concept is, why don't you explain the concept of what's going on with her torso here, the legs versus the upper body?
The idea is that it's like a spell for disappearing. So the character should be like making some like magic pass and making herself disappear. So it's like just little of outlines, and then she like disappears.
Yeah, and that's cool that
the foiling, yeah.
Right, the foiling like features that prominently to be fitting for the card. And the effect, it says, give an allied minion stealth. If it occupies an enemy site, draw a card. So I guess the stealth effect symbolizes the fade.
Mm-hmm.
Flavor text says, I could pay, but then I just have to rob them again. That's funny. All right, so the full art, let's see. What do you do under the text box here? So this bottom piece is largely covered. They got your name right, so that's good. Did you see the news this week about the Immortal Throne?
The Immortal Throne
card?
Oh my god. I hope it's not on every Immortal Throne.
No. Yeah, so the good news is Louis from Kitchen Table TCG did a full case opening last night, and he got the non-foil version, and it actually is correct on the non-foil. But they got your name right on both, so at least we got art and artist name correct. So that's good.
Imagine if all foils thrones are with mistakes.
I think all the foils are. Yeah, it was like a print file error. So I'm pretty sure they just printed wrong every time. But yeah, at least the non-foil's okay. The thing is, like, it's a unique card, so there's only 250 total, we estimate, in a 30,000 box print run. So most people will play with the non-foil, and then I guess like the foil version will either be unplayable or people will just have to know how it works. But the non-foil will get played more often, so it's not a total loss. All right, so that's that one, and then the other one I had, and you had a funny story about this one, as I recall, the Avalon Dryads. Yeah. So what was the story on this one again? The concept and the Easter egg?
Well, the concept was just like paint some dryads. And well, I did, and the first one I submitted. It was submitted, and Derek approved of it, but I didn't like it so much. I paint another one. This one. So
you redid this one?
Lost in history.
Okay, unless he surprises us. I'm sure you know how he likes the ones you don't like, and they could show up in revised or something as an alternate art.
I think he didn't like the first one too. So yeah, hopefully it doesn't surface anytime soon.
That's funny.
At least.
Yeah, the foiling's beautiful on this one too. How it like highlights their dresses like that.
Dresses and stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. And then so there's an Easter egg on this one. It's kind of subtle because it's a little dark, right? You can't see the owls as well.
It's a bit dark and it's a bit small, but there's like really completely stoned and plastered owls on the branches somewhere.
Yeah, and I think didn't you post that on your Instagram as a close-up?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, so go look for Elvira Shakarova Instagram. Mm-hmm. She had a zoom in of the owls. It's so hard to see on camera here because it's really dark. There's an owl here, up here. It's even hard to see like in my hand trying to look closely. In the upper right corner, maybe? I can't make it out. No, that's just the branch.
Yeah, I think there's two on the upper right and one on the upper left.
Okay, so it gets like partially masked by the title box. Mm-hmm. And then it's actually hard to see on here too. It's kind of a darker card, but that might be intentional to feature the dryads. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, to make more contrast, yeah.
Yep. And it looks awesome with the foils in that way too. So, yeah, that's a cool card. So that's an ordinary rarity. This one's mine, so I got to set that aside, not mix up. These other cards were opened by somebody else, and he was gracious enough to send them to me to showcase on the channel. But you had a few things you wanted to show, right? So let me get you a little larger so we can actually see it.
Yes, I actually started on some artist proofs. So I got like a few of those already done. Yeah, so there's a lot of glare. I should have took them up with the top loaders, I guess. Yeah, this looks better.
That's all right.
So yeah, I made just a few of those to start, and they all just like little ink sketches. This one is discarded sketch for the Elementalist. It's this one, And then I posted those already on my Instagram too, the Dream Quest, another discarded sketch. I really like this one because basically it's the same sketch I did for one of the Inktober's a few years back, Lovecraft themed. So there was on the original sketch there was like Lovecraftian stuff and like Shoggoth eating some other human in the background. It's like really funny. So I
Okay.
kept it on. The Immortal Throne with my like mistake about like what Eric wanted. So it became the lively chair. And two I did just today. It's the mixes and more discarded sketches. So yeah,
Wow.
the Mix Ignis is Eric originally wanted the one he got in the end with the sorcerers and like magic stuff. But just in case, I did one with just a view of the mix on the table and like some hands, just working on it. So yeah, just in case he changed his mind. And this was another sketch where I overthought things a lot. So I went for more alchemic stuff. So there's alchemic bottles and like all alchemic transmutations of matter, or what I can't remember now. Anyways, so yeah, so like I've got 5 artist proofs now.
Nice.
A lot more to do.
Yeah. So many. It's like there's a lot of them in aggregate in total, but there's only 25 per card, so it actually makes them pretty rare. So like you've been around the Magic scene in a while, you probably know they usually do like 50 copies of each one.
Yeah.
So it was a bit of a surprise you decided to do only 25. But yeah, a lot of sketching and painting for you to do. You'll be busy for a while. That's good.
That's true.
So you've been busy working on future sets too, right? That's going pretty well.
I'm not sure how much I can say, so I cannot.
Well, you've been busy. We could leave it at that. So, are you excited? Like, I guess you could say. Let me. Well, yeah, I won't push it. I don't want to. I don't know what I can and cannot say, but yeah, stylistically, I mean, like when you look at your altars, the styles vary very dramatically. But you did. We showcased the one on the channel where you did the gilding. So you're not out of the gilding business just yet. So that'll be exciting to see.
Yeah, I
in the reveal we saw.
Get out of it, but like I get dragged into this every time.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. It's awesome. So, all right. Well, anything else you want to say to the fans, or anybody have any questions before she drops off? I guess I've been neglecting the chat.
Oh, I forgot about the chat.
Yeah.
This whole chat, yeah.
I think people are excited to see you, as usual. A lot of people saying hello.
Oh, so nice. Yeah, I'm really glad that everyone's here and glad to be on the stream. Thanks for inviting me, and yeah.
Great to see you. Appreciate you jumping in on short notice. Actually, wait, let me show you a couple cards really quick.
Oh, sure.
I had a few non-foil that I wanted to show. Yeah, there we go. All right. So these I can, hang on a second. All right. Is this on camera? All right, good. All right. So one that you just showed, this is a huge card. So this one, the Dream Quest, is, everyone's saying this is like one of the best cards in the game because it has like a, what do they call it? Like a, it's not a card draw, it's like a search effect where you could search through your deck for a specific card. It says you may wake it up to search your spell book for a card and put it in your hand, shuffle if needed. So that's a very powerful effect that's pretty rare in the game. There's not many cards that do that. Maybe the only card that does it in this way specifically.
Yeah, I haven't seen it's like sleep mechanic. I don't think I saw this anywhere else.
I think that's just like part of the flavor. Like really the full version says an allied spellcaster falls asleep and is disabled until hurt. So that's just kind of like a flavorful description. And then at the start of your next turn, if it's still asleep, you may wake up and search your spell book for a card. This is where people kind of get confused because there's like some unique game design mechanics in the game. So there's like It has a certain meaning that it falls asleep and then has to be woken up. And I can't explain it because I haven't played the game yet. I'm just into the art and the cards. But the gamers here could explain it, and they say it's one of the top cards in Alpha. So that's pretty awesome for you. And a great
Actually,
artwork that everybody
there's a
loves.
story about this artwork. When Eric commissioned it, he mentioned that it would go on the booster packs or the boxes, and I was like, "Are you sure you want to like a picture of a person sleeping on an art for a booster pack or
Good point.
box?" I was like, "It would be weird," and I think
Yeah,
he
that's
agreed
funny.
in the end. Yeah.
That's hilarious. But yeah, it's an awesome, like super popular painting. A lot of people have said that this is their favorite artwork in the set.
It's my
so.
favorite too. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Love
cool.
it.
Yeah. So I'm glad it became a unique and a very powerful card that a lot of people will play with. It's correct in the foil version and the regular version. I don't know if we've seen a foil version of it yet. These uniques are really hard to pull because, again, there's only 250 copies of each unique. So it'll be pretty special when someone pulls this one. If someone pulls it, please message me. People have been messaging me with like the big time hits. I've been making those YouTube shorts and Instagram reels or whatever of the Frank Frazetta cards and things and Severance cards and some others. So hopefully they'll send me the Elvira big time cards. Dream Quest. Louis just got the mixed foils. And speaking of which, let's take a look at these. So we got a full set of your mixed cards.
Nice.
Amazing. Yeah, and each one's an incredible artwork. So you're doing the embellished prints of these, and you just showed a couple of the sketch artist proofs, right? So that was a cool idea. You had to do like I don't know, like not all the artists did 3 different sketch variants, so that's a cool idea, like unique to you, a unique approach to the artist proofs. That'll be pretty special for your cards. So that's pretty awesome. Telling the story of the historical development. So do you have a favorite of these 4?
I think Mix Aqua is my favorite. I like the colors. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's nice. I like Ignis. So the ones that actually the ones that Louis pulled was this one, and then so you'll have to go watch his video. Just look for.
I saw in the photo he had Mystera and some other one foiled. So
I think it was Aqua.
Yeah.
So like when you get this in foil, as you would expect, all the yellow just really glows. It's incredible.
Yeah.
And then similarly, this one lends itself beautifully to foiling as well, the Aqua. That's awesome. So I hope I get those too. Those are some of my top wishes for the foils. And they're elites, so they're a little easier than the uniques, but still pretty lucky if you pull those. So I'll call you back when we're ready for box openings. We'll try to hit some of those. You've been a good luck charm.
Yes, I am.
So, all right, I'll let you run. I know you get nervous on camera,
Yeah,
but I appreciate you popping in.
Bye.
Thanks. Have a good one. Take care. All right, guys. She's dancing in the background. Kaya, what's up, man?
Hey, Mike.
How you doing, buddy?
Hey, I'm fine. And what about you? Everything all right?
Good. Yeah, doing great. I got like, so you have like several exceptionals, I think it was, and 1 elite.
Yes, and one ordinary. That is the camel.
The dromedary. Dude, I cannot wait to see that one in foil. Like, how do you foil a dromedary? That's hilarious.
Yeah.
All right, so I gotta make
can't
sure
wait
I'm
to see
off
one
camera.
foil.
I know I have one of your foils in here, so I'm gonna find that. We'll show it while you're on, and then you could tell the story about how it was commissioned. Let's see here. Oop. All right. I did organize these, the foils at least, by artist. So, of course, there's a lot of foils here we're going to show today. Man, there's some. I pulled the dromedary. I only pulled one of the dromedary in that whole box. So even ordinaries, there's like so many ordinaries that you don't get them all. It's crazy.
Yeah, I remember I saw the entire live stream and I was amazed that you will put just one.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I'm gonna show 2 cards here because there's a story in this. There's only one of them is yours, but there's another one that's related. All right, so here we go. Let me do this again.
Oh, Underfall.
And then,
Yeah, I remember you
yeah,
pulled that one.
all the this isn't the one I pull. Actually, did I pull it in the opening? Do you remember?
Yeah, I believe yes. Yeah, you pulled in the open. You did live stream.
Yeah, I think it was. Was it foil though or non-foil?
I believe it was foil. Yes, I think it was foil.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, so unfortunately, I'm not able to show a lot of yours. It's redundant. But I think one of the things we were talking about I think it was in the Collector Arthouse Discord recently. So it says an exceptional sight of strong undercurrents, and then there's a genesis effect. So when you play this card, it has this effect. It says staying within this body of water, move target unit one step. So I guess like what we were talking about in one of my lives, and Jeff Menges I think chimed in on this. We were wondering if the shark has like any special meaning that was supposed to tie to the game mechanic, or like how was this commissioned? What was the
well,
description Eric gave you?
I remember that Eric told me to try to paint something that we could see like a wave or current seen from below. Like if we are underwater and seeing a strong current above us, or a
Okay.
wave.
Yeah.
So that's what I remember.
Nice. Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
beautiful
that
artwork.
was
There's a lot of.
that was a pretty hard concept to try to give movement to the water,
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, so you kind of do that with the brush at the bottom.
yeah, and I did all the plans to try to give some movement and all those fishes going to one direction, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I managed to do the effect.
Yeah, it works well. That's really awesome. And I remember, like, again, Jeff Menges was talking about that. If you remember his Blizzard card, there's like all this blowing snow, and that's how you kind of capture movement. I saw him, he was being interviewed one time, and he was talking about that, and that's kind of like a challenge in art and a skill. You got to learn how to capture wind or like the elements in a card. So you had a good concept here.
Not to mention the point of view, of course. That was pretty hard also.
Yeah. Undertow's a very tricky one, I could imagine. I don't know how I would approach that, but I think you pulled it off. It's awesome.
The Aqueducts have a pretty nice gaming style about movement and drag some creatures and stuff. You can pretty control the table.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So the other one I wanted to show here, it's not your card,
Nice.
but it relates to you in a way, right? Shifting Sands?
Yeah, I remember this.
Yeah, you had a version. I know, like I already leaked it publicly that you had a version that was similar that was not used in the game. So I have this theory that maybe they still will be used, like in a future set, like revised if we get an alt art or something. So, oh, so Elvira's stuck around. She's saying hello. I don't know if you can see that on the screen, but
Hello,
it's cool
Elvira.
when the artists hang out.
Ali Shakirova. Hello. I just saw you.
Yep. Ali Shakarova. All right, so that was the only foil I had of yours. Let me check really quick in the non-foils. Again, I don't want to leak all the cards because we're going to go through them. So let me see. Get any other Kaio cards.
Yeah, I remember that I did the first version of Shifting Sands, but I didn't see the other cards yet, so they told me that it was looking similar to Red Desert and Air Desert, and they wanted to give a more specific view for it,
Okay. Yep. I don't know. I thought it looked a lot like somewhat comparable to this. I could have seen it go either way with regard to which one he chose for the set. So I think there's still potential for it. Hopefully we'll see it again, man.
I'll believe that. I believe that. And they already told me that they are still planning to use it.
Okay, awesome. So hopefully we'll see it. I don't think we'll see anything new in what do you call it, beta, but probably I think it's gonna go beta, Arthurian Legends, and then revise is what everyone's guessing. So I don't know. Hopefully maybe next year if we're lucky.
Yeah, we'll still see it, of course.
Yeah. Cool, man. So do you got anything to show? You get something in the mail recently?
Well, I just received a few days ago my artist proofs, and
There we go.
yeah, I within a binder, but I still didn't start to work on them. I still need to finish some commissions first, but I do plan to start on them really soon.
Awesome.
I already have some ideas for them. The
Nice.
camel, more camels, and standing stones. Have a lot of work to do here.
Yeah, a lot of cards. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I forget if I asked you when we
Lots
did the opening. Do you have a personal favorite from the set, or one you're particularly happy with how it came out?
Well, I think the dromedary is my favorite one because I think I said it in an early video. This was the first time that I painted an animal, something different than a landscape, and that was a challenge for me, and I didn't know how it would come, and I think I could made it pretty well.
Yeah, it came out awesome. Yeah, I would have never guessed you've never done an animal before. So you do like tons of magic altars. Do you just decide the concept yourself, or do people commission you and ask for something specific?
Yeah, I believe the only thing I did different for magic was some kind of creature from the other scrolls, and I think that was the only thing I did different than a landscape.
Yeah, I know landscape's your specialty, so I think like that the dromedary was the only card that was not a sight card, right? From yours?
Yeah, yes, that's
Makes
correct.
sense.
Yeah, I think after the dromedary, I started to think about doing some other stuff, some creatures, maybe people, because I don't want to be limited at landscapes forever, no?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's good to mix it up and diversify. You could explore with your artist proofs too, like hone in on one of the elements, maybe do like a larger shark or school of fish or something with the undertow. All kinds of possibilities. It'd be cool to see what you come up with.
Yeah, Quagmire, for example. Doing, I think about doing some people imprisoned in the mud and stuff.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Cool. Yeah, I love all the, like, you've seen probably, I've been posting on the Sorcery Contested Realm community Facebook group, a lot of the artist proofs you guys have been doing, and the artist proofs and altars group on Facebook, like what some of the artists have been doing. Everyone's coming up with really cool ideas. They're very like fitting for their own style. So it's like, just like the Alpha set, there's a lot of diversity of styles and everyone's very unique. So it's really cool. So.
Yeah, we can free our imagination on these artist proofs.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, can't wait to see it, man. You got a lot of work ahead of you.
Yeah, I need to tell you that I am a bit slow for painting, so maybe we'll have to wait a little bit.
Yeah, no, that's fine. All the artists are going at their own pace. They're doing like, I don't know, depending on how fast they work, like a handful or a few dozen, and then they'll mail them off, and then we'll start offering them. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, thanks for popping in, man. That was awesome to see you. Appreciate it. Keep us posted. I can't wait. Like when you get the first one done, make sure you shoot it to me or share in the Facebook groups yourself. Let's let the fans get excited about it.
Thanks, Mike. Cheers, everyone.
All right, man. Have a good one. Thanks for popping in. I appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
Take care. I'll talk to you later.
Take care.
See ya. All right, guys. The man who never sleeps. Gadu. What's up, dude? I wasn't sure if
Hey,
you were going to
Mike.
make it.
Can you hear me, Mike? I don't have
Yeah.
earphones right now. All
Yeah,
right.
I hear you. Do you hear me okay?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, what's going
quite
on,
clear.
man?
It's already 3 in the morning here.
That's what I say. You don't sleep. When do you sleep?
I'm excited to see the foil version of my
Okay.
sorcery work.
Yeah, I'm going to show you. I got to look for him. Hang on. I wasn't sure if you were going to make it, so I wasn't prepared. I probably wouldn't have been prepared anyway, but here we go. Hang on. I definitely have at least one of yours. I know for certain. I think I do, at least. I might be getting confused, because, like, did you see, Louis from Kitchen Table TCG? Did you see his opening last night?
I'm
Yup.
so sorry. I didn't make it.
No? Yeah, so you'll have to watch his, because I think he got at least one of yours. Okay, here we go. I got one, Kyle. Or, sorry, Gadu. I got, only one, I think. Yeah, your cards are hard to find.
Yes.
I don't know why.
Only Eric knows.
Yeah, you're right. You and Tony Sublo. All right. Here we go. So let me do this. All right, man. Here we go.
All right.
The Bull Demons.
Thanks, man.
Awesome.
Thank you for sharing it. I'm happy
look
to
at
see
it.
it, man.
The blue backgrounds always look so good in foil.
Yes, I agree.
Love that.
Looks cool.
So let's see what's going on under the box with the full art. Oh man, look at that.
That's the full art.
Wow, you got a whole army of... So you got... It's probably hard to see on this screen. You got some guys on... What's going on here? What are these, like, creatures they're riding on?
They're running away from the Raging Bull, the bull demons of Adam. They're running back to their base.
Yeah. So are these, like, bull demons that these guys are riding on? Like this right here?
No, it's a generic creature. Those are generic creatures, imaginative creatures.
Awesome.
I put there.
That's really cool. Yeah, it's so unique. And then these guys, what are these guys doing? Are they leading the charge?
He's lighting the torch on his friend. Torch friend.
Guiding the way.
Yeah.
Awesome. Wow, this is beautiful. You really appreciate, like, when you see the art on the card and you can really study it closely, you notice so much. It's, like, so creative. With these tower structures in the back and just the concept. So,
by the way, where did you get that, Mike?
So there was a guy that opened a full case, and then I reached out to him and I was like, "Hey, will you send me all of the, like, hit cards, and I'll pay for your shipping to send it to me, and then I'll showcase it on the channel, and then I'll mail them back to him." So they're not my cards, unfortunately. I'm just showcasing them to show a bunch of foils today.
So you will return the card to the owner of that one?
Yeah, I'll return the cards. I'm getting a bunch of cards in cases, but they're only in Canada right now. Mine will come probably, I think they just had an announcement before I came on the channel. And I think it'll come like mid-July maybe, in a month.
All right. That's
Yeah,
good.
so then we'll do some openings. I'll have to have you back for some actual openings.
Thanks, man.
Yes. So did you get your artist proofs?
I haven't received mine yet. It's already in the Philippines, but maybe next week or within this month.
It's with Customs?
Yeah. I'm planning to
Cool.
make paintings. There will be no sketches. I love to use my paints here.
Yeah. Cool, man. That's awesome.
Thanks, man.
I love those huge paintings. Are you in your studio right now? That's your studio room?
Yes, that's my workspace. Very small workspace.
It's small when you fill it up with paintings that are like 4 feet tall. That's hilarious. All right, man. It's so late. I don't want to keep you too long in case you got to get some sleep. But thanks for popping in. I really appreciate it.
Okay, right. Thanks, man. No problem.
Uh,
Good to see
all
you
right,
again.
hey, if you want to hang out and see some of the cards, definitely do so. But I'll let you run, okay? Thanks for stopping in. I always appreciate it.
Okay, all right. Copy that, man.
All right, take care, brother. I'll see you.
Okay. See
Bye.
you too.
That was awesome. I didn't know if we were gonna get Gadu. All right, so hang on. All right, you guys can still hear me. Just make sure because I don't. I'm getting some wicked echo when I have guests on. I still don't know how to use StreamYard after all this time. So I'm going to take off the AirPods. I actually don't need those unless I have a guest on. And then let's get into some more cards. So I guess I could have looked at. All right, am I back? Audio's good? Thumbs up? Good audio? Thumbs up? Is it good? How's the audio? Speak to me. Speak to me. Type. I have lost audio. Never mind. Lost audio. All right. 1 minute. Are we good or not? Test. Settings, audio. All right, we're good, right? Audio's good? All right, good. I always lose audio at least once. So, Tony sent me something here. Tony sends me, you see that? Courtesy of Tony Sulo. He recently mailed me something in a bag of Crown. Feels like 100 degrees in this room. All right, guys. I'm rehydrated, ready to go. So let's start with the non-foils, and then we'll get into the foils. All right? There's a lot of foils to go through. Let's see. How long have we been going? 37 minutes, and we've barely seen any cards. Typical Collector Arthouse style. All right. Here we go with the non-foils. So, again, what we're doing here is we have all the hits from a case opening. So, there was 6 boxes in a case, and we're going to see all the big hits from, these are all the big hits. I'll go through them like relatively quickly because I know you guys want to see the foils. But I want to show you the hits of the non-foils as well. And then the idea here is to get a representative idea of what is like a relative mix you would get across an entire case. We're seeing a lot of stuff on the Sorcery Contested Realm Facebook group, in the Collector Arthouse Discord, in the official Discord. People are posting stuff they're finding in these packs, but they're kind of cherry picking the best stuff, right? We saw one opening last night again from Kitchen Table TCG, open an entire case in about 3 hours on the channel. So we got an idea of what you get in the case from his opening, although it was a pretty interesting and funny case. Oh wait, hang on a second, guys. I'm just seeing. Oh, okay. Yeah, so Jeff Menges, I want to mention this. Jeff Menges sent a message to this group I'm in with the artists, and he said he'll be up in Canada. Excuse me. He'll be in Canada next weekend at Face to Face Edmonton. So in Edmonton, Canada, where he'll be looking forward to seeing and signing some new sorcery cards. So Canadians, big announcement from Jeff Menges. If you're anywhere near Edmonton in Canada, you can see Jeff in person and get your Alpha card signed. That's incredible. All right, so getting into the cards. Here we go. Boom. Aquamarine Core. So this is, we're looking at the non-foils here. This is a unique relic of fluidic finesse. So if you go to the shorts on my channel, you'll see someone pulled a foil version of this, and it's absolutely stunning. It's on. I posted it as a YouTube short, probably in the Facebook group. But I'm posting everything there, and also on my Instagram account, Collector Arthouse Media or something like that. It's called. I had a Collector Arthouse regular Instagram account was just called Collector Arthouse, and then Zuckerberg bought IG, and then he just shut me down. Like within a week, the account was frozen. I can't recover it. So my primary account is now Collector Arthouse Media or something like that. So make sure you find me. I only have like 70 followers. I'm trying to be more active on Instagram. But I'll be showing off video reels there as well. So here's the Onyx Core, and I think we're going to see this one in foil in a little bit, so stand by. All of these by Melissa Benson are absolutely gorgeous. All the core cards, these are some of the biggest hits in the game. The Alchemy 9, as we know it, or as it's been coined by the community, I think it was Mike from Mean Money Bugging in Games, or Milo, like a few guys in the Discord we're spitballing names like for like a Power 9 just to have some fun like Magic, and we came up with the Philosopher's Stone, and I'll talk a little bit more about that one later, and the 4 core cards from Melissa Benson, and the 4 mix cards, which I showed earlier. So with these right here, you're looking at, not the Dream Quest, although that's a big time card. You got the full set of the mix cards, and then the 2 core cards. You got 6 of the Philo 9, not the Philo 9, the Alchemy 9, the A9. We got 6 of them in this case. All right, so you're gonna get them in non-foil. Obviously, it's hit or miss in foil. We got Atlantean Fate, so Ranja Ketch, great artist. This was only her unique. I think the only thing she has in alpha is this unique, and then she has the 3 basic Desert Atlas cards, and she sold all of her artist proofs. So it's game over on artist proofs. She sold them through her website. Started off very low at like $50 a pop, just signed only, and then she had an upcharge for art once people started asking for a painting on the back, and then it went up to like almost $300 for this card in foil with the painting, and then the lands were like $150 or something like that. So yeah, what's up? Thanks, Gadu. Keep butchering his name. Thanks, man. Yeah, good to see you. Get some rest whenever you need to. All right, so Boneyard, and this is another unique site. I think, if I remember correctly, I think Louis pulled this last night in foil, so definitely go and check out his opening. It was a lot of fun. And spoiler alert, you might see an opening on this channel within a week or two of a full case. So let me know in the comments if you'd rather see me do a full case, which would take, it took Louis 3 hours, so it'd probably take me 9. With the way I like to talk and tell stories and stuff, and maybe have a guest on occasion. So I could do a full case, or I could break it up, and maybe we'll take our time and do one box at a time. We'll see. Browse, an enormous card. A lot of people say this is probably like in the top tier with Dream Quest and some of the other powerhouse cards in a unique category, because it has listen to this effect. Look at your next 7 spells, put 1 in your hand and the rest in the bottom of your spellbook in any order. So you're going to sacrifice 6 of those 7 cards, putting them at the bottom of your deck, unless you have like another milling mechanic, or not milling, like a library mechanic, like the Dream Quest, where you could go resurrect one of those. So it gives you visibility in where those cards are, and you get to cherry pick the top 1 of the 7 that you might need strategically in gameplay. So that's a big time card, one of the best cards by Elvira Palikowska, and I'll be working with her on artist proofs. I think I'll have to look to see. She sent me I think maybe one version of the artist proof sketches she did of each of her artist proofs, right? So she's doing these very detailed ink sketches on those, which are really beautiful, and I'm kind of leaking those one day at a time. Although I paused on that to let the Canadians get their shine, and show their boxes. We've been featuring actual alpha cards for a bit and kind of just mixing in artist proofs here and there. So look at this. The collation in these cases. Across the case, 3 uniques of the epic Cerberus in Chains, considered by many to be one of the very best paintings by Alan Pollock in his set. And we should confirm that, the name's good on this one. This is a really cool card. Must be summoned to your location. Cerberus in Chains automatically follows you and can't move itself away. So it's bound by the chains, and it gets just dragged along and follows you. That's awesome. Automatically follows you. So you summon it at your location, which I presume to mean the avatar. Maybe some of the players in the chat can chime in and tell us if that's how it works. So I assume you play this where your avatar is co-located, and that's the only movement it gets. It has to shadow your avatar, which is pretty cool, because then I assume the point is, with 5 damage, you could choose to block with it and defend your avatar. So, yeah, that's really awesome mechanic. 3 of those, and it looks so good. When you actually see the original painting, there's this guy, Koyubi, Koyubi. Go look him up on Instagram. He bought the original painting for this. He's a guy in Germany. Really cool guy. He's in the Discord, real prevalent in a lot of the Discords. And he's got a nice collection of artwork. He's got the Battle Mage by Jesse Pilkus as well. And you can go to his Instagram and see the original painting for that. It's a little different coloration. You could tell that this was kind of digitally adjusted and changed a bit to look a little more deeper red. But the original looks beautiful too. All right, so we got Cloud City. Another really beautiful one by Lara Palikowska. Really cool site. Once on your turn, the site may fly to a nearby void. Wow. Haha! Frazetta. Can't go wrong. So, did I pull this one? I want to say... Who remembers what I did in my opening case? I can't remember. It was like a month ago, and I've seen so many cards. I might have a copy of this in non-foil. Certainly not in foil. But I know I got Ruler of Thul, and I think I got this one too. But this is such an epic artwork. And stay tuned on this one too. You might see something coming to the channel relating to this one. So stay tuned. Maybe within the week. Alright? Only at the art house. The Crown of the Victor. Here we go, Elvira. So we had Elvira early on. I was looking for non-foil cards. I completely missed this one like a moron. So I showed the Dream Quest. I'm sorry I didn't get to show you this one. Hopefully she's still on and seeing this. But the Crown of the Victor, and this is the ante, or the prize, I guess I should say, that you're going to see at Gen Con. If you're going to Gen Con, you're going to see this painting in person. And if you win the tournament at Gen Con, you're going to win this amazing painting by Elvira. Or Elvira. She wouldn't tell me how to pronounce her name, so I'm just going to say Elvira. That's how the Americans say it. It's easy to... rolls off the tongue. So the Crown of the Victor, beautiful painting. I cannot wait to see this in foils, because I could just imagine these gems coming to life and blowing up off of the art. Man, that's gorgeous. So the Crusade, one of the big-time cards from Truett Parish. Truett's off doing artist proofs too, so we'll be offering those. The epic, iconic Death Dealer from Frazetta. I don't know. Are you guys enjoying the non-foil uniques? I don't know if people care about that at this point. They want to see the foils. So I'll try to go a little quicker. But the Donnybrook Inn is such a brilliant artwork by Vasily. It's just so amazing. Just appreciate the detail in that. Your eye draws to the inn, and you kind of, can totally miss like how beautiful the background is, the sky, the ambiance of the piece. I mean, it's just so unique to his style. It's such a gorgeous artwork. So that's really special. All right, the Doomsday Prophet. We got a couple of those. Look at that. Eric's Curiosa. Rip Eric's Curiosa to pieces. Draw a card from your collection. All right, so the draw mechanic comes at a very hefty price. Unique relics from far-flung prices. So Sophie and Jen's on Cardboard Guide, just before I went live here, had a segment on, they did a little premiere, short 7-minute video or so about curio cards. And they had a very astute observation. There's a curio card that has a sketch version of this. And it's just a pure sketch, pencil sketch from the great Francesca Berald. And in that sketch, this mirror of whatever, something. I'm not a Path of Exile guy, but this mirror exists in Path of Exile, but it does not exist in the curio sketch. So, we're presuming that through the art design process, Francesca came up with this concept. That was not in there, and Eric said, let's throw in this Easter egg, presumably. Or one of the two of them had that idea, and it was added before it got finalized and went to print, and she painted it. So, really awesome Easter egg. People are speculating, so there's 403 cards in the alpha set. There's going to be 402 cards in the beta set. And a lot of people are speculating that the card that could be removed is Eric's Curiosa. So we expect that could be a massive chase card. And regardless, it's just such a flavorful, epic card that it's really fun. All right, Gigantism. We saw that this was a lower level rarity. I want to say an exceptional or an elite before in sample cards. I sold a few of these. So this got upgraded to unique. Alan Pollock. Ooh, the Gilded Aegis from Dan Seagrave. That is, I really like this artwork from him and the Torch Hammer, something or other. Like there's the hammer art, the green hammer. But this is a really cool, intricate shield. It just looks real classic. And it's a really interesting mechanic here too. If bearer, I got this upstate New York accent. I can't pronounce certain syllables. If bearer is it sounds like bear naked. If bearer is a minion and would die, instead fully heal it and banish Gilded Aegis. So, pretty awesome effect. You know, I want it, and it's only 2 to cast, so I want to say that's highly meta relevant. Oh, highly meta relevant. The Great Old One. I got excited here because this is one of the most epic cards from Dan Seagrave. Absolutely amazing artwork. Look at the monster 16 defense. Massive casting costs, like Force of Nature from early Magic, 8 to cast, 16 power and defense. So Submerge, Genesis, permanently flood the entire realm, including voids. So it's got an epic effect where you just flood the entire realm, kills everything. And then it's hanging in there with 16. So it's a monster late game play that just completely flips the game on its head. And wow, he pulled 2 of these in the case. What a great pull. That's incredible. That's definitely going to be a big time chase. One of the most beautiful cards from the great Vincent Pompetti, the Highland Princess. So, you know, a couple of my biggest regrets in Sorcery was not buying this original painting when I had the opportunity, and not buying the Holmganger Champion, or as we know it now, it was called the Ormond Holmganger. You see that on the 9-piece curio card. And in my live last night, I talked about the relevance of that Eric's card vault for Magic the Gathering is he has a massive alpha and artist proof collection, high-end graded alpha called Holmganger. And that's where the name came from for the champion card. Kind of like going on a tangent here, but I almost bought that painting, almost bought this painting. I did not. When you see a painting that you love and you want, find a way to pull the trigger, because they're one of ones and you don't get a second chance. And the prices just keep creeping up, right? So when you see it, if you can afford it, just do it. You're not going to regret it. They're beautiful to own and display. Immolation. Everyone is going nuts for Brian Smith cards. He's doing amazing artist proof work. Really cool. What's up, Dr. Feelgood? Is something wrong with the overhead cam? Yeah, this is the overhead cam. Let me know if there's an issue. I don't know. Hopefully you guys are seeing things okay. King of the Realm. King of the Realm. That is a self-portrait of Tony Sudlow. He taught me on my last live, not the one last night, but last time I had him on, I asked him how to pronunciate his name, because people always butcher it. So it's Tony Sudlow, and it's a self-portrait, and it's a throwback to a Rembrandt piece that he's very fond of, that hangs in Uffizi in Italy. And I was just inspired by that piece, and he decided to do a self-portrait in the way that Rembrandt did his self-portrait. And this is what makes Tony the king. You know, it's an epic, epic card. I sold this painting. It was a very, very strong sale. Sold it to a store owner in New York that's going to display this proudly in his store, which is really awesome because it deserves the iconic king treatment. And the frame he did is this really rich, epic gold frame. You can go to the Sorcery Contested Realm Facebook community group and see that I posted it there. Just go to the group, search for King of the Realm, and you'll scroll through. You'll find that painting framed in all its glory. It's really incredible. This is one of my favorite artworks. So this is owned by another community member. I remember he showed this in that same Facebook group. The original painting looks incredible. Adam Burke is hugely popular. People are going nuts for his artwork. He's just got this awesome, very unique style. And I can't wait to see that one in foil too, because there's these beautiful light effects that he did here that's going to pop magnificently. And I could only imagine how they accented, I'm presuming here, I haven't seen it yet, but the blue foiling, like we saw and we're going to see when I get to the foils and the lighting effects, this is where they're putting that foil effect, and it just looks absolutely stunning. Midland Army, another huge one from Tony. I hope Tony's able to follow. Got to get Tony to sign one of these. Yeah, so I'm probably going to roll out a signature service with a lot of the artists that I'm working with, and Tony's interested too. So stay tuned on that. I might test it smaller scale on the on my Collector Arthouse Patreon. I got like 66 members now. Really appreciate it, guys. A lot of people have signed up over the past month or two. So we'll do special things like that, and then open that up broad scale. I want to test it out kind of smaller, see which artists are interested in, figure out a reasonable, fair price point, and the logistics and cost of you know, a lot of the artists I work with are overseas in Europe and South America, like all over the place, you know. So there's like import complications and shipping costs and stuff like that. So we got to figure out how to do it where it makes sense. All right, the Pendulum of Peril, really awesome artwork by Drew Tucker. Drew's going to be at Gen Con, guys. Drew Tucker and Jeff Menges at Gen Con, and they're going to be at the IX Art Show. And who else is going to be there? This guy. I'm going. I went last year, so we're going to see Drew Tucker, Jeff Menges, Liz Danforth's going this year, huge. Jeff Easley was there last year. I'm not sure that he's going this year. Alan Pollock, I think, is going again this year. Margaret Organ Keene will be there. So bring your cards, get them signed. They'll sign there. You know, it's awesome. And who knows? Maybe they'll have art proofs. I don't work with a lot of the MTG artists. I work with a lot of the other artists, so they'll be doing their own thing, which means maybe they'll show up with art proofs and offer those for sale. You know, bring your cards, get them signed, or just have a chat with them. They're awesome people. I met them all last year. It was a real honor and a pleasure. All right, Plague of Frogs, really great card. The frog art by Mikkel Nagy-Paul is just so vibrant and incredible in this game. Love Mikkel's work, so diverse. The Narcotic Manuscript, Francesca Berald. This is a really great one too. So this one also has an effect. Tap, reveal your topmost spell and draw it. Bearer takes damage equal to that card's cost. So we've seen that kind of mechanic in other games before, but being able to reveal your topmost spell, it's another draw mechanic, only 2 to cast. So that's a very powerful, unique card. The beautiful, gorgeous, pristine Paradise by Marta Molina. It's just such a gorgeous artwork, and this is going to be so great in foil. I can't wait to see that in person if I'm fortunate enough to draw it. We'll see. Or if I do consignment too, so I run a lot of auctions. Sometimes people will want to do that, and they send me the cards, and I get to see so many cards and original artwork. It's really a blessing because I'm so obsessed with the art of this game. All right, River of Flame by Ian Miller. Incredibly detailed artwork. Unbelievable. The Roots. People love the Roots. Look how incredibly vibrant and just like interesting this card is. And there's this little guy walking on the Roots. Right there is a little guy. Right here, there's 2 little people. So just the scale, the detail, the creative imagination and creative ingenuity of this. I mean, it's so different than Vincent's other pieces too. It's a gorgeous artwork. If I'm not mistaken, I think Simon in the works from Eric's Curiosa had mentioned that he purchased this painting in the Discord a long time ago. I think he said that. But this is a awesome painting. And I'm going to be working with Vincent on artist proof, so I can't wait to see what concepts he comes up with this one. It's a unique site, so that's a big one. The 7 League Boots by Melissa Benson. This Tadpole Pool. If I remember correctly, this was a playmat in the Innkeeper Pledge. So you Innkeepers, I think if I remember correctly, might be getting this one. And this art looks so awesome in person. I wouldn't have expected that like a frog concept would be like a favorite of mine, but this looks like so beautiful. It's just so incredibly well done and detailed, and the color palettes are just so like warm and welcoming. It's just a really exciting, elegant kind of like art style. And again, I think that's going to look good in foil. I can't wait to see it on a larger playmat. I'm going to be trying to get one of those. If I do, I'm going to try to get a lot of these mats because I can showcase them wonderfully on these videos and we can all enjoy them. All right, the Geistwood. I did have this playmat. I gave it away to Mean Mugging and Games. Mike from Mean Mugging and Games is a great guy. He started an online store. He's doing a great thing where he's going to be offering like play sets of cards and things like that. So check out his store. Support him. He's a really nice guy. He's a real great ambassador of sorcery, making the rounds to LGSs, teaching people how to play, offering cards, the common cards that you need to play in these decks at reasonable prices. So that's really going to help the player base of this community. So really cool guy. I wanted to give him a shout out. All right, Ultimate Horror, the amazing Ian Miller. Everybody loves Ian Miller. And here we go with the Vault of Zool. We weren't sure if this was going to be in. Tony kept saying, he thinks it is. Eric promised him it'd be in there. Don't worry, Tony, it's going to be in there. And it did make it. So the Vault is another gorgeous artwork that just think about how amazing this is going to be in foil with the ember glow coming out of the Vault. And go to collectorarthouse.com, the behind the art page. I tell the story of the significance of this painting behind the art, what these letters and symbols mean, and there's some Easter eggs in here. All right, so in the full art, there's some things going on under the box. Amazing artwork by Tony. The Warp Spasm. And then a lot of people were excited about this one from Brian Smith. We weren't sure if it was going to be in the set. It is. It's the Star Seeds of I guess it's I don't know. Star Seeds? What do you think it is? Spell it out. Pronounce it in typing. Is it or your? I have no idea. But it's a strange, mysterious concept by Brian Smith in a way that only Brian Smith can do. Fill up to 13 voids with rubble. So you're just littering the realm with rubble. That's crazy. So I guess it just creates like a wild mechanic where it just blocks your opponent from doing stuff. I don't know. How does that even work? Someone chime in the chat, like how that mechanic even works. What's the significance of having rubble in a void? Does that even matter? Or could you just usurp it and just do whatever you want and play on those sites and just overcome the rubble? I don't know. So that's all the non-foil uniques, guys. We're gonna rehydrate here, and then we're going to get into some epic foils. So we saw a ton of uniques there. Across a case, you're still going to get a lot of unique cards. I guess so you get a ton of elites. Hang on. All right. So you get a lot of non-foil uniques, but there's several in the set. You didn't see many duplicates. In some cases, we saw like up to 3 copies, but it's not like a crazy amount. Oh, you know what, guys? I think I missed... Hang on a second. I think I missed a card. Wait a second. Yeah, there was one other... Yeah, I apologize. There was one other little non-foil that I forgot to show. I don't know. Maybe you guys have heard of it? Maybe you've seen this one before? Look at that. A unique relic of Magnum Opus. The Black Lotus of Sorcery, as they say. The first spell of each element cast by the bearer of each turn costs 1 less. The iconic Philosopher's Stone by Severin Pignot. Looks familiar, says Pabs. Look at Pabs. You think this guy's seen it before? Let's see. You think he's seen it? You think he likes it? Yeah. The iconic Philosopher's Stone. So I got to show you now. Are you guys interested in seeing some original art, or you just want to get into these foils? Let me just show you a couple art pieces, and then you can chime into the chat if I should just shut up with the art and just show... I got a lot of original art laying on the floor here that needs to be framed. So if you guys want, I could show some of those as we see some relevant cards, or we could just get into the foils. I'll go faster with the foil. No, I'm not going to go faster with the foils, probably. But I'll start showing them in a minute. All right. Pile of art. All right, guys. So, this is not the original painting, and I'll tell you why. Eric Greedy McGreedenstein, Eric, owns the original painting for this. He deprived us all of the opportunity to just buy this ourselves from Severin. He had to have it, didn't he? Had to have it. Had to just rip the heart clean out of my chest and own this original. So what this is Severin's one of the first artists I started working with in Sorcery, and I'm very grateful and fortunate that she was willing... I gotta put some of these cards aside. She was willing to do these hand-embellished print concepts, and this is the very first hand-embellished print that we conceived of, and we did a series of 10 of these. So what we did is she allowed me to keep the first artist proof, so she does like a concept piece first, and then we do a limited series of 10 copies, and they're offered through Patreon as priority, and then if they don't all sell out there, I offer them to the public. So it says EA in the lower hand corner. It's probably a little difficult to see. In French, that means AP, like artist proof. It's a different word that translates to something in French. I don't speak French. She told me one time, but I apologize. It's like Etienne something. if there's any French people on the any of the great French community in the chat, you can remind us how you say artist proof in French. It's EA, right? So that's what this is. So it's marked as something that's not part of the series of 10. And what she did here, if I zoom in, she printed this. So you have the Orbos, and then this was printed completely blank in the middle. So it's digitally removed. This is a print along the outside, and then she completely re-hand painted the stone. And then there's this gold flake on there. So it really shimmers under the right light, and it looks really special and beautiful. So, you know, I've been waiting to get this framed up because I top pledged sorcery, and there's a story in that too. I'm gonna tell it when I get to 1,000 subscribers on the channel about how I got the avatar of the Realm pledge, and with that comes the uncut foil sheets. So I've been waiting on those. There was something interesting about the foil sheets where they could not. They had to do them smaller, from what I understand. So they might be a different quantity than the non-foil. So I got to see how many there are, the size and stuff, before I plan my wall back here, which is going to be full of original paintings and uncut foil sheets. And that'll be the backdrop you see at Collector Arthouse. So I'm super excited about that. That's my excuse for slow rolling the framing. But these will make it up there. I'll probably have embellished prints of the full Alchemy 9. I'm offering those through Patreon. I'm going to get a series. And so those will be displayed. They'll be original art. That's the concept for the hand embellished. So that's one. And then you saw it in the teaser video. We got a little creative here when they revealed the Kythera mechanism. So again, same concept. This was printed with the stone digitally removed. So everywhere within the Ouroboros, it was just blank white. And then Severin, I talked to her about, you know, how predestination changed to Kythera mechanism, which comes from the anti-Kythera mechanism, which is real life lore and Greek history about how they found this sunken ship with this device called the Kythera mechanism, which was used for time navigation using kind of the interstellar system. So that's what this represents. She called it the galactic stone. And you had this gorgeous stone that she painted, again, with some gold flake, you know, for accenting, and this kind of shell that has this shimmery paint here along the fringe. So it's not coming across perfectly behind the acid-free sheet, but that really shimmers as well under the light. This is absolutely gorgeous. So we're getting creative with the philosopher's stone. We'll probably come up with other concepts in the future if Severin's gracious enough and willing to do those. And I'm really thankful she did. Those take a lot of time. You know, and then there's other things like this that she'll do that we collaborate on from time to time for Patreon giveaways and things. You know, just to kind of give back. I send these A6 prints out to people, personally signed by Severin on the back with a very nice message. We did this for New Year in December for the holidays and wishing everybody a Happy New Year. And then I write a little message on the back, and then they go into these acrylic cases beautifully. Just stand them up on your desk. So got that. Backers at the collector tier, got these bad boys. So I got a few of those framed up from consignment deals I did selling original paintings. You see they're a little oversized for these frames. I got to be careful there and get some new ones. I get some larger frames. All right, guys, let's get into the foils. I apologize for the tangent. If you guys want to see some more original paintings and stuff later on, if there's time, we can get into that. But it's foil time, baby. Let's do it. Philo Stone. It's foil time. Let's get serious. All right, this is what you actually came for, not my rambling and ranting. Let's see this massive stack of foils. All foils. All right? So I don't have to, and I have them organized by artist, so this is going to be fun. Let's start with the great Elvira Polakowska. Now this one, I was not sure. Oh, there we go. I was not sure if this would make the set initially. I found this original painting on her art station a long time ago, and it was one of my favorites just because the concept is so awesome and flavorful. It's an elite foil, so it's a big time hit in the game. But just this concept is so different than our others. It has the wonderful architectural elements, like we see in a lot of her work. She's a great, like architect style painting, and does these great architectural concepts in ink and detailed ink, and that's how she's going to do her artist proofs. But this is really awesome. You can see it shining in those back windows. Really beautifully done. And then look at the full art. You know, just a little more detail on the dress. Tastefully done, so the original painting is well balanced and looks good. That's a great one. Hey, what's up, Matthias? Thanks for popping in, man. What's going on? Good to see you. Appreciate it. All right. So let me see. I think I have... In case Matthias is on limited time, let's show him a couple of his foils. What do you guys think? I know there were a couple in here because I lost my mind when I saw them. It was super exciting. All right. All right, good. Wanted to make sure that I wasn't leaking anything on camera. All right, it was near the bottom, but we got it, guys. What are the chances? I helped Matthias, man. I helped you sell 2 of your original paintings. And guess what I have here? How fitting is this? The first one we did, Minor Explosion. Man, I so regret not just offering to buy this from you. I'm such a moron. But the good thing is I interviewed the store owner that bought it, right? We saw it on camera. He framed it amazingly well. So a lot of people are going to see that because he owns an LGS. But yeah, I don't know. This one kind of just spoke to me on a personal level, and I was super excited about it. When I saw it, I was just blown away. I thought it was incredible. And just look how amazing that looks. And then the full art is epic. You know, it's so great. My only regret on here is this looks like it's just like unnaturally dark. You wouldn't even appreciate that the dark bottom part is part of the painting border, because that really helps like frame the explosion and the red and the like orange flames very well, I think. So you really get a full appreciation of that of what the original painting looks like when you see the full art on the back with the black border. I thought that was really brilliantly done, and it looks really nice. And then yeah, just in the foil, it just pops and shines so well. And then the other one that we sold through auctions on the Sorcery Contested Realm community Facebook group was this Godly Exorcism. And when I saw this, like the hand on this painting, I'm gonna come the blue foiling in every card, as I always say. This looks so realistic, Matthias. I was so impressed when I saw the priest's hand. You know, because like usually when you see this, and it's really done because it's really nicely done because the color contrast really makes that pop, and then like the shine around the cross. But it draws your eyes, you know, immediately to the demons and things, and just kind of like the color splash that's going on here. But you know, the hand looks so realistic. Look at this foil. This is only an ordinary. So hopefully this will be an affordable card, because I need like 1,000 copies of this, or at least one. But look how absolutely amazing that looks. When the light catches it, that is unbelievable. So you see the shimmer and the shine in the demon's eyes as they're being repelled by the Holy Cross. But it's just absolutely stunning. Look at it right there when it catches the light. Oh my God. That is so good. The foil mask, absolutely unbelievable. You guys like this one? The detail of all the spirit faces. Yeah, those were incredible. I'm telling you, you got to see this one in person, guys. One of the guys in my Patreon coincidentally bought this. It was auctioned to the public, but lucky for him, he bought this, and he got a great price on it too. I thought it was wildly undervalued. It might have just been the timing of the market, but how great is it to own original artwork like this, of this caliber? This is unbelievable. So if you see it, you just got to pull the trigger on the original art. My tiers of godly things to own: original paintings, number 1. Artist proofs with painting, number 2. Curio cards, number 3, because I'm a history nut, historical development of the game. And then these foils, all right? And then everything else, the non-foils or whatever. Sample cards, you know, you name it. All right, so let's look at a couple. That's cool. Thanks again for joining, Matthias. It's awesome that you were here to be able to see those. All right, so we're going to show a couple Jeff Easley cards. Jeff Easley, hugely famous name. D&D, you know him from Dungeons & Dragons, TSR. As the story goes, he shared a story. He shared a studio with Tony Sudlow and Alan Pollock, 2 other sorcery artists, 2 other TSR artists, back in the like 80s, 90s, late 80s, I think Tony said. Sometime in the 80s and then into the early 90s, maybe, before Magic. These guys were at TSR together, doing stuff for D&D and other games. They really inspired and influenced each other, and they're all great, incredible artists. Look at that shine on the right light. Pow! Get him. Get him with the heat ray. 3 guys just being spliced by the ray. All right, so there's that one. And then wait, let me look at hang on. We always got to look at the full art, too, to see if there's any Easter eggs under the box. All right, nothing in particular. Oh, there we go. There's the autofocus. Yeah, man, look at that painting. I met a few people at the IX Art Show last year that told me, just coincidentally, I was at Jeff Menges's booth, and he introduced me to a couple big-time MTG art collectors, and they were like, hey, yeah, we've heard of Sorcery. We bought, some Jeff Easley paintings, and I was like, wow, that's awesome. They actually knew who I was, like somehow from, like Jeff was like, oh, this is the Collector Arthouse guy. So I was like flattered that like anybody even knew who the hell I was. But yeah, I was so like envious that they had some of those paintings. Look at this spectral stalker. One of them told me they had the Cyclopean mummies, as they called. They might have changed the name, but that was like one of the early names. And I was like, damn, that's like one of my favorites from Jeff for sure. Look at that moon in the back. Oh, look at that. Look at the light catch the moon, that ominous moon, and then this spectral stalker emerging from the yellow flame. You got to do it slow, guys. You got to go slow and catch it under the glimmer of the light. I know I'm not talking about gameplay or the game. That's not... I'm into it. I find it fascinating, but I'm into the art. So that's what we'll feature today. Another day, I'll get one of the game players on. I had Jared on, Angerworm, and he gave us some amazing insight into the gameplay and the flavor of the interactions in this game. But today is all about enjoying the art and the foiling, which brings this art to life like no other. In other games, in my opinion, and I'm sorry for the other games, I think the foiling is more for flash. It's not as meticulously done to enhance the intrinsic beauty of the art like you see in Sorcery. These foils stand alone from any other game. The attention and detail, I don't care. If the game was delayed 6 months because Eric had to do this foiling right, God bless. I could care less. It's worth it, right? All right, so... Actually, thank you, Eric, for doing that. I appreciate it. I'll wait let's streamline it for future sets, all right? But for Alpha, wonderful. All right, the Muck Lampreys. So we're getting into Vasily Ermolayev, great Russian artist with a style of his own, and even the simplest of ordinary beasts. The ordinary cards in this game, as you draw them as a foil, it doesn't matter, right? Because they're epic. Now let's see what's under the box. And one thing that caught my eye too, which is really wonderful with these water cards, is again, like the blues are amazing. So the text box looks great, and then look at that blue shine when you catch it under the right light for the casting cost up there. The triangle, absolutely awesome. Really great. All right, guys. Hey, thanks, Kevin. That's very nice of you to say, man. All right, Bridge Troll. The concept here is so good. You really got to look close to appreciate it. I'm not showing it too high because I'm finding that's actually pretty good. I'm finding the light catches it. I'm just trying to catch the light, right? This isn't the video where you screenshot things necessarily. It might be. So we'll play around with it a little bit. I'm just trying to find the optimal positions to catch the light and see how that foil mask pops. A lot of people, like when they were seeing these videos earlier on, they were kind of complaining that they're like, oh, I didn't know you were just going to do a uniform rainbow foil. That's kind of disappointing. Is this disappointing in any way? I don't think so, guys. I think the way they stamp these and the way it just masterfully accents the composition of the art could only be done by a brilliant artistic director like Eric Olofsson. This is a unicorn project. We've never seen foils like this, in my opinion. I don't care what you guys say about these other games. This is one of a kind. Look at that. Every card. It's only an excellent rarity, or exceptional rarity. One notch above ordinary. If you're an optimist, it's only one small notch below elite, but it looks absolutely incredible. Poisonous Dagger. So great. I gotta remember not to forget to flip the back. All right, because there's a lot more detail in the Vasily artwork going on along the bottom. Look at that. The time and care and attention that goes into the part of the art composition that hides behind a text box is like no other. In other games, they don't have the full art like that on every single card, right? So the art composition is only that deep. You know, and it's beautiful. It's really well done. There's some great artists in Magic the Gathering. But in Sorcery, you get all this, the Easter egg. And in some, it's just generic, you know. In others, the artist really went the extra mile and decided to go put in that extra effort and attention to detail to add all of this extra detail. Look at that. That is so great. It really balances the art composition so well, but even with the text box, it holds up, right? It still looks great in that spacing. And then let me just go back to this one. So in this one's a little more simplistic. So it's just more, a little bit more of the marsh or whatever it is. All right. So here we go. We're gonna go with the. I only have one. Looks like I only have one Jussie Pilkus in foil. But there you go. So the story here is that Eric selected Jussie Pilkus because he was looking for someone that could do very detailed line art, a la Quentin Hoover, the late Quentin Hoover of Magic the Gathering fame. He was a brilliant alpha Magic the Gathering artist that did this incredible line work in Magic. And, you know, Jussie's style is different and unique in its own right, but the line detail is just absolutely beautiful. Wow, look at that shine on that foil. The simple swamp buffalo, just a ho-hum ordinary beast. Man, that is really awesome. My only regret is that we don't have a full art foil. Now it's got me wanting to see like some of this detail down here. If that were in foil, that would be something special. All right, guys. Oh, wait, hang on a second. Hang on a second. We had some ordering issues. Take it all in, baby. The Lord of Unland. Jussie Pilkus. Wow. I thought I only had one Jussie, but I have one of his most epic, iconic cards. Look at that Lord of Unland sitting on his throne. And the blues, the purple, the green. Oh my God. Look at that foil. Look at the water thresholds glisten and shine under that light. Good Lord. That is unbelievable. And there you go. The extra mile. All that detail under the text box. The Lord of Unland on his throne. Right? And if you hearken back to... Alright, guys. I gotta go digging here for an Atlas card. So, the significance... Alright, this is the Spellcraft. I got a Spellcraft card. Alright, so... In the old Atlas, they had the names of these regions. Right? So up top, they have Highland, Midland, Unland on the left, and the Firelands on the right. And in the early names of the cards, they had these names that correlated. And in some instances, they changed, some they did not. So we still have the Lord of Unland. He presides over this region in the early days. In the Alpha print, the names of these regions are gone. You know, so that's now changed. And you still got the Lord of Unland. So it's interesting. What is that going to mean for the future of the game? You think that'll have significance? That'll be very interesting to see. All right. The one Brian Smith card that I have. The guy that haunts all your nightmares, Mr. Brian Smith. The creator of the hideous, worst ever art on a card. I love busting his chops about the Pudge Butcher. The Pudge Butcher is the creepiest bastard we've ever seen on a card. And it was funny, I was talking with Brian the other day, and he was like, we were talking about his artist proofs, and he was selling some of his Pudge Butcher, and it's such like an epic card that everybody wants. And he was like, of course, my one claim to fame card in Sorcery is going to be the Pudge Butcher of all his work. But yeah, he's got this awesome gory detail. People are really into it. Look how freaky that is. He does a lot of art like this. These grotesque, maimed, mangled, and massacred Crave Golems. So that's really cool. Alright, guys. I thought I had more than that. Oh, you know what? Oh, shit. Hang on, guys. What did I do with it? You know what? As I was like hunting for cards with the artist earlier, I think I got some of the cards out of whack. But anyway, I must have put it aside. But I featured prominently the one that's on auction right now. This is not it. But The Ruler of Thule by Mr. Frank Frazetta, the legendary iconic Frank Frazetta. That one is for auction right now. Last I checked, it was at $350. The auction ends at 8 p.m. tonight. This is a different Frank Frazetta artwork. But the Ruler of Thule, hopefully I can dig that up before the stream ends. I must have set it aside somewhere, but that's on auction now. I do have it in hand. But this is a Frank Frazetta. Hey, what's up, Money Vikings? Thanks for popping in, man. Vile Imp by the legendary Frank Frazetta. Who would do it justice more other than Sorcery TCG? The art director of all art directors, Eric Olofsson. The tribute to the legend, the iconic Frank Frazetta. There it is, guys. All right, here's a big artist. You'll be excited about this one. Francesca Berald, the one who did do the box art. So since Elvira Shakarova told us at the beginning of this stream that she passed on the job, Francesca Berald gets the nod for the box art for Alpha. She tells Eric you don't want to have someone falling asleep playing Sorcery TCG as the image on your box. So hilarious and brilliant foresight by Elvira, and very generously gives up the opportunity to be the face of Alpha. And Francesca Berald moves in with the box art, and she did the spell back, she did the atlas back, and a beautiful blink. Again, always those beautiful blues. Look at that baby shine. And there's Blink. All right. And then we have another one from Francesca. I actually have 2 copies of these. So 2 of these came out of the box, an exceptional rarity. But the Frost Nova, also from Francesca Berald. Of course, Francesca did the Sorcerer, is a big-time card. Eric's Curiosa that we saw in non-foil earlier. But beautiful Frost Nova. Really cool card. You know, this guy is a little bit subdued here, but you see him make his presence felt in the full art. Chilling over here. Casting the Nova. This guy's casting the Nova. I don't know if this guy's feeling the brunt of it or helping cast it, but that's pretty awesome. A lot going on in that art composition. All right, guys. I don't know. Anybody like Dan Seagrave? Dan Seagrave, the Monastery Gargoyle. Last year, a guy was on the fence about buying this painting. And I was like, how many times do you live? 2 times? No, 1 time. Buy the effing painting. And I think at the time we didn't know if it was going to be an alpha, but I was like, when are you going to see a gargoyle like that for a game? When are you going to see an epic Dan Seagrave painting like this? Just buy the painting. And he bought it, and I'm sure he doesn't regret it. I got 2 Dan Seagrave paintings in-house here. They're going to be coming to auction sooner or later. I've already sold 2. I sold the Wicked Witch, and it was a consignment deal. They weren't mine. So Wicked Witch and what was the other one? I'm blanking on what it was now. But I have 2 others. I have Cone of Flame, and I have Scorched Earth from Dan Seagrave. But look at that blue, as usual, in the sky, and the river going through this town, and the gargoyle. Man, this is a great concept. The gargoyle just chilling overlooking that. The Chains of Prometheus. This is an elite. You know, so we've seen this. There's another one. There's another card, Iron Shackles. It was called Chains of Prometheus. And then that changed, and this became Chains of Prometheus. So that's a really cool artwork. Yeah, Matthias. Matthias is a huge fan of Dan Seagrave. Man, Matthias, it's cool you're still hanging around, man. So I love that picture of you and Dan Seagrave. And I was telling the guys in the Collector Arthouse Discord, what was the name of that that Swedish cartoon you were telling me about? You should tell the story to these guys in chat of how you did the homage to Dan's Clandestine album cover, and you presented it to him in person. You told me you weren't sure if you liked it or not, and it's kind of funny. We're laughing about that. But it was an awesome artwork, man. I showed it to the guys in the Collector Arthouse Discord, like I was saying, and they just were blown away. They thought it was super impressive, like all your artwork is. So really incredible. Yeah, Dan's amazing. All right. One of my Very favorite guys. I was blown away. I was like, how did you pull this and I didn't pull this? If I don't get this in a case, I'm going to be upset. But I absolutely love this painting by Andrea Modesti. So much so that I bought it. I bought the original painting immediately when I saw it. So Eric revealed this on the Discord. I contacted Andrea and I was like, please tell me you have this still. I have to have this. This just feels like 1993 all over again. It's just so cool. You know, I don't know. It's just something about, look at the art, you know? The color tones, I don't know. Something about it spoke to me, and when an art speaks to you, you got to pull the trigger on it and just make it happen. So, I really love that one. And we need to have a look here. All right, so bear with me, guys, for just a minute, and then we'll get back to the cards. Let's see. Let's see, what is this taped to my art portfolio of crushed dreams where art is not framed and displayed on a wall as it appropriately should be? Because again, in my defense, I need to have it all. I got to have the foil uncut sheets, and I got to know like how I'm going to display this original art. So that's my excuse. I'm waiting for balance. But on the back of this, we have not a print, not an embellished print, but the original painting of Scorched Earth by Mr. Dan Seagrave. Look at this. Look at this original painting while we're on Seagrave. Man, we were on Seagrave. We moved past it, but check it out. All the flaming detail of Dan Seagrave. The Nimbus Gin was the other one I sold. The Nimbus Gin. Absolutely amazing to see in person. You know? But this Scorched Earth, look at how incredible this painting is. The detail. I think Matthias is on the level of Dan Seagrave. He's way too humble to admit it. I'm probably embarrassing him right now. But when I see his artwork, I see Dan Seagrave. I know they got their own unique styles, but just the talent is so superb and the quality is just so polished. Look at that freaking Scorched Earth, man. So this again is not my painting. This is a consignment deal that's going to be coming up that I'm selling for someone through my auction platforms. So keep an eye out. You know, if you guys want to own original art, we're going to have that opportunity. But what I need to show you is, actually what I should show you, and what I should have done while Elvira was on the channel earlier, is she showed an artist proof, right? And if you guys remember, so this is the Mix Ignis over here. So she did several sketches, and Eric would choose her favorite, and then that's what she would paint, right? So, remember this one, guys? When we started the show with Elvira? Excuse me. Coughed right into the microphone. This is one of the sketches that was not selected, and in much greater refined detail, this is what she painted on one of the backs of the artist proof. She said she just did it earlier today. One of the alternate arts for Mix Ignis. See? May 2019, El Shakarova, Mix Ignis, the different variants. That is the sketch that inspired the back of that artist proof. Super cool. All right, so there's several Elvira sketches in here. I don't want to spoil it. What we're here to see right now is the original painting of Candlemas Monks. Look at that absurdly great painting, in my opinion. Art is very specific and unique to everyone's own taste. But this is a gorgeous painting by Mr. Andrea Modesti, Italian artist in Pavia, Italy. Amazingly great, very humble, sweet kind of guy. You know, he's not on social media, so he misses the action. He watches my YouTube videos. You know, he's always very complimentary and nice. You know, he features some of the collaborations we've done on his website. So I'm really thankful to connect with Andrea. He's such a great guy. But this painting is just unbelievable. I cannot wait to get this framed. What do you think? A brown frame on this one to match the monks? Or do we accent the moon? I mean, there's so many possibilities here. I'm going to take it to the frame store. This is my other phobia with framing. Like, I got to have it perfect, or I just get like paralysis of analysis, over-analysis. I just can't decide. So I'm very anxious about getting these framed up. But I'm thinking like some kind of like classic brown frame that kind of just kind of like, you know, plays on those monks would be really cool for that. So that's the original. All right, so let's get back to the cards. If you don't care about art, you hate me. You're here for the foils, right? All right. One more time. The Candlemass Monks. Gorgeous. Let's get that autofocus back. Yeah, you get some shine sometimes off of the... there's a hair on that. You get some shine off of the top loader. Man, look at that. I love it. I got to get this in foil because man, that is so nice. I just love that artwork. It just speaks to me. All right. So this is what you typically see from Andrea Modesti. The York Crossbowman. Again, autofocus. Come on, baby. There we go. So very interestingly, I showed the spellcraft cards, and let's take a look. If you'll humor me for a minute, notice the small little tower in the back, right? And how it doesn't touch the text box. Little tower, right? Doesn't touch the text box. So be on curio alert for that, guys. It doesn't continue up through the title box. All right? So if we go to now these early print spellcraft cards, printed locally by Eric in New Zealand. Very, very early development versions of these cards. And if we go to the York Crossbowman, let's take a look here, guys. All right. What do you notice about the tower? It's different, right? Changed. It's quite different. So on this one, it's taller. It goes up into the title box. It's distinctly different. And then it was changed to go smaller. So this was either painted over or repainted. And I'm inclined to believe that this would be a tremendous amount of work to repaint just for the sake of that tower. So I'm assuming that it was like painted over. He redid the sky. Let's do it like this, right? And he comes up with this little tower to replace the tall tower. So, it's just a cleaner look. I could totally see that bothering Eric, where he's like, hey man, going a little too high north. Rein it in a little bit there, buddy. Don't mess with my title box. Keep it clean. The tree's okay. You can tap it with the tree. But what are you doing with this tower? All right, so that changed. That's cool, man. So that's the type of stuff that might have curio potential. I don't know. All right. The Albespine Pikemen. So I knew that these Andrea Modesti artworks were going to be phenomenal because of how wonderfully colorful the uniforms are on these classic old school soldiers. Look how beautiful that painting is. All the detail, the grass and the uniforms of these like medieval soldiers, And look at them shine. Man, that's nice. When the light catches it right, that is beautiful. All right, guys. Here you go. Here's our collation issues again. Another Seagrave. The Rift Valley, an elite site. That is another great one. Oh, there we go. Under the right light, you see the city come to life. This melancholy, maligned, ominous city. Or valley. The Rift Valley. Man, his style is like no other. Look at that. From heavy metal covers to sorcery TCG contested realm. Excellent. Yeah. Wow. I love the blue foil. As it combs across, it's like, it just accents the art so well. It's like shining a spotlight on it. The foils are unbelievable. It just enhances every element. Incredibly tastefully done. And now, the one and only artwork from Rodney Matthews, the Dwarven Forge. So Rodney just joined my Sorcery Contested Realm community Facebook group this week. And I think he also joined my SCR Art Market group. And he said, or it was either that or the Artist Proof and Altars, and he said he kind of wanted to see what was going on with the art market for sorcery. So, word's getting out, it's building great awareness. And the Artist Proof market, I believe. And, Rodney is a legendary artist. I was talking with Eric recently, and I think he mentioned something about Rodney kind of retiring recently. So that might have something to do with him only having one artwork in this game. But he is an incredible artist. You got to go see his website and his portfolio of work. I think there's also a Facebook page dedicated to him. Really great artist. He's done a lot of art in the music industry. And Yeah, he does these awesome like purple color type arts. This purple element that just really resonates me with like the Blues do with Brian Smith's artwork, and the kind of like the melancholy greenish color values that Dan Seagrave plays with. Yeah, but the great Rodney Matthews. I was flattered that he found my Facebook group. Almost all the artists are in the Facebook group, and Rodney was one that had not been so far. But we saw this one, Oranja art. You know, just one of the regular deserts, but the foiling really makes it come to life a bit. Look at that. Look at that. Under the right light, it just shimmers and shines. And it really makes an otherwise, like, fairly... look at that. Look at that. It's like it's changing throughout like a day scene, right? Sunset, sunrise, midday, sun casting over the desert. So good. It just changes the art. Look, it looks pretty plain, like simple, right? Basic. Not so basic. It just takes it up another level. You know? Matt Thames, the Spring River. Look at it shimmer. These are the basic lands. They're actually harder to get in the decks than you would think. Oh, so yeah, I didn't have them lumped together. All right, so here you go. The Spring Village by Andrea Modesti. We're at an hour 40. So I've shown it before. I have the original painting for the Humble Village. I won't dig it up now because I'm taking up a lot of your guys' time. But if you want to see that original painting again, I'll be happy to show it again on the channel, or you can go look in my video archives. And this is the card that's at auction right now. The actual card. This is the actual version that's at auction at Sorcery Contested Realm Community Facebook group and the Collector Arthouse Discord. As I said, last bid, as of the start of this recording, was $350 for this card. It's a unique. There's only estimated to be about 250 copies of each unique foil card in the Alpha set. So it's extremely rare. Think about 250 copies. There were 6,400 backers, roughly, on the Kickstarter. So we're not all getting a copy of these unique foils, guys. It's going to be really hard to get. Valuations are going to be wild for the ones that are heavily coveted. This is Frank Frazetta, the Legend of Legends, from the TCG, the fantasy art scene in general. Not TCGs. He's not really a TCG artist per se. But, you know, sorcery and in Magic the Gathering leverages art gloriously. And here we get to appreciate it in full art. The real painting by Frazetta is called Silver Warrior. Silver Warrior. And it's just so masterfully done, you know? And I'm going to keep it real. You know, Magic the Gathering had a freaking text box that went up to here. So look at this. This is the Magic the Gathering version. Yeah, nice. It's still Frank Frazetta, right? This is it. This is it. This is Magic. This is sorcery. Come on. This is sorcery. Look at that. That is the way you pay tribute and homage to a legend. Tasteful design, meticulous detail on the foils to make this shine and make it really pop. That is really well done. All right, guys. Any Melissa Benson fans? Does anybody like Melissa Benson at all? The artist for Nightmare, for Shivan Dragon, the symbol of our childhood, if you're an old man like me that was around in the early 90s. The great Melissa Benson. We have several Melissa Benson foils we're going to see today. She's an absolute legend, great artist, super iconic artist, so fitting for MTG Alpha, so fitting that she has the great cores, which are the Mox equivalents in sorcery. Jesse from Winning Agenda was raving about this card in Louis' stream last night, saying this is the card. Him and Zach Bunn from Team Covenant, a couple other guys were saying this card has a lot of relevance in sorcery. Very meta relevant. Look at that foiling on the wings of the scarabs. And this is interesting because the background's a little more subdued. It's not like the others that we saw, right? Look at this little bug come to life over here. Bing! Bing! So good. Look at this little bug. Bing! Bing! Where's my horn? Look at that. I love that. And then look at all the symbols she incorporates. You know? So creative. Look at the symbols. So this one's also owned by this guy, Koyobi, who had 2 of the collector tiers. He ended up with this artwork from the collector tier drawing. And he bought the Cerberus, he has Battle Mage, he has a nice little art collection going. And yeah, so these symbols have meaning. Vincent Buono, who is he's one of the admins in my Sorcery Contested Realm community group and also in the Marketplace buy sell trade group on Facebook that we built. It just hit 900 members. He's one of the moderators in there. And he figured out what these symbols mean. We talked about it in the community group. Melissa Benson is in our community group, and he deciphered the code, and Melissa Benson in the community group confirmed it. Just like Avrilis here is confirming my status as the boomer of all boomers in sorcery. This guy. All right. If I was anything less than a boomer, I would be able to look into the camera every once in a while. But it's like above my monitor. I don't know how you do it with these 2 desktop monitors and how these people are looking like directly at you all the time. I'm looking down at cards. So it is what it is. All right, look at the Dapperel vampire. Look at her eyes possess you with her evil. Look at it. Under the right, you got to take your time with these foils, or you're gonna miss it. Look, she's purple, she's chilling, she's red. No big deal. Oh! No big deal. You're feeling good. She's friendly. She's just here to hang out. And bam, she's here to suck the blood out of your neck. Oh my God! Look at that freaking card. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. No big deal, right? And then boom. Gotcha. Unbelievable. Here's a popular one. We got a lot of Benson. Oh, look at those beautiful polar bears. Always the blue foiling. Phenomenal. So this is the Pac-Man card, guys. Just like the Ruler of Thol, that lets you traverse the realm from north to south, can move as if the top and bottom edges of the realm were connected. All right, but the ruler is the inspirational leader that leads the charge with +1 power for his buddies, right? His comrades. Look at the ruler leading the charge. Charge. For one, it has charge. Allies can move as if the top and bottom edges of the realm were connected. Other allies occupying sites there have +1 power. So he's empowering his little polar bear buddies. And here's the polar bears. Their cards are connected, right? Did anyone make that connection? Ruler of Thol leading the sled. The polar bears leading the sled. Melissa Benson, again, getting the icon treatment with the cores, with the polar bears, empowering their buddies. So here they come across the top of the realm, or from the bottom, coming up from the bottom, with +1 power, ready to F your face. Edited for the kids. Look at them. They even shine similarly. Unbelievable. Unbelievable attention to detail. Even in the game design. Not just the art, the game design. How about this one, though? What do you think of that? Yeah? Not bad, right? Onyx core. Look at that core. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, we got live action behind me. Uh-oh. What, bud?
Hurry up, Dad.
All right. I'll hurry up, all right? Can you go downstairs? I'll be down in a little bit, bud.
Sit here.
All right, you can sit back there. Just chill. No dancing in the background, buddy. All right. Look at that Onyx core. Gorgeous card. Huge hitter. One of the biggest cards in Sorcery. The Mox of Sorcery. Unique relic of geotic potency. I'm sure I butchered that. Jack, careful, buddy. There's paintings all over the place.
What is this?
Yeah, okay. Don't step on the paintings. It's bad. Look at that. All right, hang on. Buddy, can you give me that playmat? Thanks, man. All right. I've got... Look! Paintings. Paintings. Look at this. Look at this. Screaming Skull, Melissa Benson, one of her most popular
They
artworks,
say one like that.
an elite relic. Hey, can you go downstairs and tell Mommy I'll be down in like 10, 15 minutes? All right, watch out. Don't step on the paintings, buddy. It's a high-risk operation, my friends. All right. I'm on borrowed time. Everything's at risk. We got high-value art at risk. Screaming Skull. Again, the symbols, right? What do they mean? I forget if we bantered on this one with Melissa Benson in the community group, but she's on there. She engages with us. Very nice lady. Really appreciate it. All right, guys. 10 to 15 minutes. I know, man. I know, Sean. It's tough, dude. Look at Drown. Louis showed this one yesterday. Look at it shine. I'm not catching it under the royal light. Alan Pollock, very nice. We got a few Alan Pollocks. I think people like this one. A little gory. Come on. There we go. There's our autofocus. There you go. Just melting his face right off. Really cool how the sword shines on that one. Awesome. This is a really beautiful one. Same guy that bought Gargoyle bought this one. Again, I was like, dude, you gotta pull the trigger on that one. Really beautiful. Really nice artwork. Divine Healing. Just looks like she's being healed by that sunbeam. Really nice. Alright, Upwelling. And last check, this was the very last original artwork that Alan Pollock had available. So if you're interested, hit him up. See if the Upwelling original painting's still available. Might be. His very last from Sorcery. Oh my god. Alright, so we got the Drums of Doom. Give that some due respect. The next one we have coming up is going to blow your mind. I'm not sure if it's been seen in foil, but look at how stupidly epic the foiling is on this masterful Drew Tucker Unland Angler. Look at it shine. Oh my gosh. It's not even doing it justice. Look at the blues. Oh, look at that glow. Right in the sweet spot. Oh my god, look at that. So incredible. Like a homage to Dan Dan, his classic Dan Dan painting from Magic the Gathering. I asked him about this in the written Q&A interview I did at collectorarthouse.com. Coming up from under the ocean, devouring everything in sight. The Unland Angler. Beautiful. Love that. I asked Drew if this was him being petrified by the bells. He said it'd be hilarious if it was, because I thought it was correlated to Common Sense, where that's kind of like a self-portrait of a young Drew Tucker. But this one was not. He just kind of laughed. He's like, yeah, we'll go with that. Let's say it is. Yeah, that's cool. So I was like, is it or isn't it, man? Come on. You tell me. He's like, yeah, no, it's art. It's whatever you want it to be. Yeah, Drew's an awesome guy. Super nice guy. So that's cool, funny, flavorful card. All right, we got one from Jeff Menges. I think I saw this one at the IX Art Show last year. So if he hasn't sold it yet, perhaps you might see this at Gen Con. You know, he doesn't always bring the same pieces, but I imagine he'll have some artwork at both Gen Con and the IX Art Show. He'll be at both of those. Here is the iconic Severin Pino. Let's enjoy this one for a minute. Before my son runs into the room and trashes all my art, let's just watch this beautiful lady shine in all her glory under those shimmery flowers. Oh my, look at the pink come across the card. Just wash across the card. Look at it. Look, focus on the flowers and watch that light catch it. It's like it turns into a whole new piece. The foliage, look at the leaves, the green. Oh my god, look at that from that angle, from that lighting. I am just gonna, when I have the foil uncut sheets, I'm just gonna walk across it with a flashlight every day and admire it from every angle. You will never see those sold unless I have some epic tragedy and financial ruin. I'm gonna be buried with it, guys. So there's only gonna be 3 on the market. There's only 3 uncut foil sheets that exist as far as you're concerned. I apologize. But I'm coming for your curios. Look at that sleep card. Only in ordinary. Only in ordinary. So we have a shot in hell at that one. You know? Vincent Pompetti. The great Italian artist living in France, Vincent Pompetti. And I know Eric was partial to this one. They actually what's the word? Showcased it, so to speak, in the early days, in the early foiling days. It's just kind of like a work in progress foiling concept, but this is it now in the final alpha version. So that's an artwork that Eric, I think, was particularly fond of. The gorgeous Highland Princess. Look at this beautiful angel. The Highland Princess. Oh my gosh, look at that. Look at her looking at you. Heartbreaker. Look at that foil. Oh my god. So nice. Look at the eyes. Those clear eyes just shooting right through your heart. Someone took a picture of it like this and the eyes looked all bloodshot. You know? Like this. Hang on. There it is. Look at that. Look at those. That's not a bloodshot eyes. Look at that. Crystal clear. Look at that. So nice. The lighting matters. That's why I'm not holding it like this high up. That's actually pretty damn good. Oh my god. Yeah, see those little bloodshot there? But you got to catch it in the right light, and the card changes. These cards actually change. The foiling matters. Amazing artwork by Vincent. That's a unique. That artist proof card is going to be very special. All right, Miracle Workers. So I thought I only had the one from Jeff, but we also have Miracle Workers. Very nice artwork, very nice foiling detail there. Highlighting the window. Highlighting the clothing of the Miracle Workers. All right, so we had some mix-up collation. The Sea Serpent, we saw this show up in the 9-piece Curio card. So I'm going to be doing some research on those. Look for a video to come, or maybe it might work in written article form. So what I might do is write like a nice detailed article uncovering the stories behind the curios by working with the artists to understand that. Working maybe with some of the game players that are more familiar with the early game design history and some of the mechanics that changed. And I'm going to tell that story. I'll probably do a written article at collectorarthouse.com and then do a video kind of walking you through it for those like me that hate to read. And we'll get to the bottom of this, guys. I like to be a sorcery historian of sorts. So we'll have a fun time with that. All right, the pirate ship. One of the most epic pieces by Vincent Pompetti. Look at that beautiful sunrise, or sunset, excuse me. That's really nice. This is a great artwork by him. Look at the ocean shine, the horizon. You know, you don't see the foiling on the pirate ship. It's the surrounding ambience that matters. That is a hallmark of Vincent Pompetti. So that is a feature that you definitely want to highlight in a Vincent piece. Very well done. Beautiful artwork by Vincent. I actually worked on a commission, a special order commission, with a gentleman who purchased that. He did an original painting, a different painting concept of the pirate ship. So we made a deal and included a couple artist proofs at a bit of an upcharge for that, but he's going to be fortunate to own those. The Wall of Flame, really cool. We knew this would be nice with the accenting of the flames. There you go. There you go. At the right light, you see those flames come to life. And throughout the piece, man, you guys, I'm looking into the screen for some reason because I want to make sure like you guys are seeing it okay. But when you look at it in person under the lighting, the vibrancy of the flames and the foil coming up in aspects of the flames is unreal. So people worried about spoilers, look at that. That's one that was covered by the box. You see that? That's unfortunate. That would have been nice down here, but at least we get it here. You know? When you see it in person, it's a whole different color spectrum and vibrancy of the deep red and the embers coming up. It looks like a real fire. Man, that is phenomenal. That is really amazing. There's no way I can capture that under the camera. So you guys are in for a real treat. You need to open all of your boxes. This is not a shelfer game, as Crazy Dave called it. This is not for shelfers. This is something you need to open and enjoy. And look at those blues on Raised Dead by Tony Sudlow. Tony said on this, like Eric said something like, give me a wizard in the woods for Raised Dead. You know, very simple description. And Tony comes up with this awesome hand coming out of the ground concept. I thought it was related to Path of Exile because there's like an artifact or something in the game that relates to that. It looks just like this, almost like a replica. But Tony's like, no, I've never seen that before, man. I don't play video games. No, I'm just kidding. He didn't say that. But this is really cool. Look at that Easter egg. Tony's always got a trick up his sleeve. No pun intended with the sleeve. Always got a trick up his sleeve. And there it is. I think those are his initials. TS. Tony Sudlow. I gotta stop saying Sudlow. Tony Sudlow. Wonderful foil. The blues on this. So great. Wow. Again, guys, when you see this in person, you're going to appreciate the deep blues on a whole nother level. You're going to see this popping way more than you're seeing coming across the screen here. There it is a little bit better. The blues, the blue foiling, second to none. How about this one from Mikhail Nagy-Paul? One of his most popular epic art concepts. Oh, look at that. Cloud Spirit, gorgeous. Again, any card that has blue in it, you gotta have it in foil. If it's an ordinary, go buy it. If prices are reasonable, get as many foils as you can. You will not regret it. You will just appreciate it. Get an overhead lighting setup and just cherish it. In person makes all the difference. So great. And he did an artist proof of this one where he had two. Look at the artist proof I posted of this. From you go to Mikhail Nagy-Paul, look at him on Instagram, he posted it, or go look it up at the Sorcery Contested Realm community Facebook group. He did two bodies in the clouds, and they're holding hands. Very touching concept. You know? A sentimentalist. Maybe he's a romantic guy, Mikhail Nagy-Paul. Wow, that is really awesome. You knew it would be. One of the highly anticipated foils from Mikhail. And the very last foil, guys, we finally got there. I promised my son 15 minutes. I'll see him in another 30. But here you go. Elvira Palikowska bringing it home with a very popular card, Disenchant. And look at the spectrum of the shattered glass as it catches the light just like it should. I think Eric talked about in one of his lives on YouTube how he was really excited to showcase this one and see how it would come out in foiling. Ooh, and look at that. The color spectrums, when you do like a rainbow foiling kind of concept on that, makes all the difference in the world with that stained glass shattering. It's got a stained glass feel. And if you rotate it a certain way, you see that color spectrum, you see it just glow. Look at that. Watch it glow. Watch it glow. Oh, so nice. Very well done. Elvira Palikowska. Adds motion. There it is, guys. This is a case. This is a case. All of these foils in a case. They're extremely rare on an independent per card level, but you get quite a few in a box. Really awesome. I plan to show a lot more original artwork, but here we are 2 hours later. We took our time with the cards, and I think we did it well. I think we did it justice. Art for another day. More original art on the channel. Please like, subscribe, share the video. You're going to get the stories here. You're going to see original art. You're going to get artists popping in. It's a really great time. It's a really fun ride with Sorcery. Appreciate all you guys that hung in there for 2 hours. Share the video with your network. Spread the word. Invite people to the Sorcery community group on Facebook, to the Collector Arthouse Discord. Just turn them on to the community. Show them the cards. As you're getting the cards in Canada, throughout the world, enjoy it. Check the auctions. We got the Ruler of Thol up now. A lot of cool, fun stuff. I'm going to be doing a case opening, I'll just say it, on the channel relatively soon. All right? Someone is sending me their case. They very graciously said, you're the guy I want to open my case, you know, for the community, to get the word out there, to make it a lot of fun. He's mailing it to me. I'm going to open it up. I'm going to bring him the cards in person when I see him at the IX Art Show. So I'm really flattered and honored to do that, and that he's given me that opportunity. So we'll make that happen soon. And again, appreciate it, guys. A lot of fun, early days. We are just getting started. We're just getting started, baby. Take care, everybody. It was a pleasure, a lot of fun. Appreciate it. Take care.